Everybody up in here! Woo! Can we get a yeah up in the chat? Woo! Are you guys excited for today's Armajet Crossfire 4x4 tournament coming in day 2? How y'all doing today? Coming on out to the stream. Yo! Did you guys see yesterday's tournament? It was on fire! Literally fire up in here! Woo! Who enjoyed the stream yesterday? Who enjoyed that tournament of day 1 coming through? Dude, there was so much action, especially coming in towards the end. Oh my gosh. He said they were the first teams to come in to bring us 3 rounds back to back to back coming in. Woo! So, we got Sean up in the house, up in here, and we got Imperium, the casters of today's stream. And let me just show you in here real quick, showing you what the schedule is. Boom, there's the schedule for you. We got Nova Esports coming in versus Swift Esports. Firetail versus Team Cat. Hammers Esports to be determined. And that's going to be based off today's tournament. So let's throw it on over to the casters for you guys.
By the way, KillerPenguins, most disgustingly, like, I full on got a heart attack at that introduction. Absolutely beautiful, KillerPenguin. I hope that got everybody fired up. I'm actually Sean. I'm kind of speechless. So Sean,
I'm dying over here.
I know.
KillerPenguin, I love you, dude. I will move to Antarctica to be with you, man. You're freaking amazing, dude. Thank you so much for that killer introduction. And yes, I am Sean Austino. I'm joined here by my boy Imperium, and we're going to be talking. We're going to give you guys a quick rundown right now of what happened yesterday here on the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament here on Twitch. All right, so Tribe Gaming and Labots, both of these teams are 2-0 at the moment in their respective series that they did play yesterday, and they are the cream of the crop going into Sunday's games. They are not going to be playing today, but let's talk about what happened. Tribe shut down all the teams that dared to threaten their supremacy. They exploded Nova Esports in a 2-0 series win. They made it look easy versus GG Easy in their second game of the day, and that took them the 2-0 series win as well. So they are undefeated. Tribe is the only undefeated team in the tournament, looking tight with their trades, mid power-up control, and weapon selection. But Labots is there as well. They are also 2-0 in their series wins right now. They actually had the first ever series that they won versus Fiery Tail. And they proved that neither Bad Sky Rose, who's the #1 player in the world this season for Armajet, nor Dracosan, a sub from Misfits Clan, were to be trifled with. Did you have something to add, Imperium?
Yeah, they didn't actually. They haven't won all their series 2-0. They beat Hammers 2-1. If you remember that,
I was going to say that. Okay, yes, I was working on that. So they have won their 2 series, but yes, they are the first game. They had the first 3-game series. So their second series was the first 3-round matchup that we had, and it proved that the competition between Hammers, who is 1-1 right now, and Labots was hard as nails and sweaty as a well-greased tin man. Labots edged out the win in the end, and all the teams playing today, Saturday, in the Scorpia tournament, are in danger of dropping from the tournament. So we've got Nova versus Swift coming up first. We have Fiery Tail versus Team Keck. And then later on today, we have the 2 teams that have gone 1-1 versus the other ones that have been 0-1 in their series. Hammers and GGE will be going up against the winners of the first 2 games today. How about that for a rundown, Imperium?
Man, that's pretty solid. Like, these teams have really put on show had some absolutely monstrous games, some really epic shootouts, some surprising results, I feel. And the most surprising for me is the Tribe Gaming result against Nova Esports, because I know it's the very first game. No, sorry, it's the second game of yesterday's matches. And we expected, we expected Nova to bring it to Tribe because Nova and Norg very heavily involved in Armajet. And, that was definitely a surprise for us, but either way, Tribe made their way through. But easily, the game between, and I just want to talk about the winners brackets a little bit in terms of between Labots and Tribe Gaming. I think out of Tribe Gaming and Labots is actually better prepared for their game in their winning bracket game tomorrow, Sean. The reason why is because they've had the sweatiest of games against Hammers Esports. Therefore, they've gone to that third game series. Tribe Gaming have maybe had it too easy. And when you have it too easy in some way, you might underestimate the opponents on your side, and that can lead to a bit of a downfall. So definitely expecting the bots to take it to Tribe Gaming in tomorrow's winners brackets. But looking at these loser brackets, like you mentioned, this is the last chance for these teams to go through to the next round of the Scorpia Partners Crossfire Armajet tournament. We do have the first game is Nova Esports against Swift Esports. Nova, I'm definitely expecting them to in some way come up on top against Swift Esports. Nothing against them too much, but when you look at the fact that at the end of the day, in the top 10 players of day one, there's none of them are from Swift Esports, yet there is might be 10th place, but there is one player from Nova Esports, Seeker, who is in the top 10 players of day one with a 1.28 KD and over 1790 average rating over 2 maps. So I definitely expect Nova to, kind of overcome the challenge from Swift Esports. But what do you think yourself, Sean?
You know what? I feel like this first game it's going to be a very interesting one. We're definitely going to have both of these teams had difficulties the first day. They struggled, and that's why they dropped into the losers bracket.
Yes.
But because Nova is so prominent compared to Swift, I haven't seen Swift as much in the top 100 players out there. Well, at least when I've been playing, I always saw Nova out there. I would see Nova, I would see Fairy Tail, Hammers out there. I'm going to have to say Nova's going to be the one to watch out for versus Swift, for sure.
Plus, at the end of the day, Nova is a more established team within the Armajet scene, where Swift Esports, they're new. They're pretty kind of fresh off the boat, so to speak, within Armajet. And that comes with a lot of experience and playing more as a team and within a game. That's going to add to how well you're going to be playing the game individually and plus as a 4-man team, because we talk about individually how these players can be very strong and show up on the day, but at the end of the day, it's still a 4v4 game, and if you work together as a team very strongly, that does give you an overall better advantage against maybe more individually skilled players, Sean.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think you may have mentioned this earlier, but Nova has got one of the top 10 players for the first day, right? And him being on there across 2 maps, having such a good average rating for his score, 1790 right now, that's pretty good. He's gotten himself quite a few medals. He's been able to get an average KD of 1.28. So he's trading more into them. So we're going to be getting into the match pretty soon now with our first game of the day, our first series of the day, Nova versus Swift. We do see Nova is going to be in the blue, and we'll have Swift Esports in the red. And we do have a substitute for them as well. They're going to be having Skill Hunters, Mohi. Swifty is going to be the substitute for Swift Esports, and then we have Dev Hex over there on the other side. Or rather, on the other side, if you look at Nova, we've got Full, Nova Liquid, Seeker, Sun. I've had the pleasure of talking with Sun and Full in some conversations before via Discord, and these are two great players who know what they're doing. They know what kind of loadouts to have. They I think we did see that Sun probably needs to have his loadout or weapon pool expanded a little bit. But other than that, these are really tight players who have been in the top 5 in previous seasons of Armajet.
We did see in the previous game, no, against Tribe, Nova Liquid didn't really show up so much. I don't know if he was suffering from lag issues or connection issues. But he had a very bad KDA. But I'm expecting him to turn up on today's games, as we are going to be getting into this first game once again. It's a best of 3 series, guys. So get hyped, get ready, put the team that you are supporting in the chat, whether it's a Team Swift or Team Nova, as we do see the first action going on in the right hand side of this map. It's a 1-to-1 below already, with Full getting 2 kills on Swifty and Deckhex, so 3-1 on the side of Nova. Sun now starting to ramp up quite nicely as they do move into the middle of this map. Middle of this map is very much key for the double damage and the invisibility, right, Sean?
That's very true, and Seeker is maintaining a lot of control over the middle of the map right now. We did see Swift Esports start at the top near the invis, but they weren't able to get loop around into the middle area there, that mid lane, to get control of the double damage. And it's going to be spawning in about 30 seconds, but it's already a huge lead by Nova Esports right now, and Full just picked up the invisibility, soon to be getting the double damage, and it's all good.
Man, he was already on a killing spree. I don't know if he did lose it in the end, but either way, he is a damage already cavity. Just waiting on top. He doesn't quite get killed because that is taken by Sun quite nicely, as you see now. Sun is doing absolutely tight work for his people, getting another kill on Skull Hunter. Sun getting another kill on the Moe. This is Nova Esports being dominating in this game 1 of best of 3 series. Once again, another killing spree on the side of Nova Liquid is ended by Moe, but it's not enough because it's 21-6, 2.5 minutes left in this game. Dex has ended a kill spree, but it's really not enough. And looking over the side of Swift Esports, Sean, what kind of thing they have to be doing differently in the last 2 minutes?
Oh, they've got to watch out for Full. If they don't shut him down, he is the most deadly member of Nova right now. They're just going to keep getting slaughtered. He got himself 9 kills before he ended up dying, and he's at 12-1 right now. He was almost... What's beyond the rampage? I forgot, right? I think about it. There's so many medals out there, but this is just insane. Look at this. It's 30-10 right now. This is a complete mismatch, and we still have 2 minutes left. This is going to be really difficult for Swift Esports to come back from this. They're going to have their back up against the wall in the next game. But Mohi, he needs to... What's he doing? He needs to stick around near the invis. He could have picked that thing up right there, and instead he left it for Full to get. And now Full Predator status is going to be taking Skill Hunters out from behind. And now Sun has got the double damage. There's only 6 kills left for Nova to secure this game.
Man, Dex gets a grenade kill on the Seeker. That was a little bit tasty. Bullet on the Swifty spree. This is 37-16, 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go. But I feel like the round is going to end before this happens, as the airstrike rains down onto the map, and it means 39-17 between Swift Esports and Nova in this first game. Round is over, and it is 14 to a grand total of yeah, it is even worth saying. It's just absolutely ridiculous score between these two teams. Yeah, Nova.
There, huh? 18.
Yeah, I did. To be honest, I was just too focused on the fact that it was absolutely dominating performance coming out for Nova. Full being the full member of Nova Esports, getting 16 kills and only dying 3 times, and with 5 assists. That's a nice redemption coming out from Nova Esports. But one could say that was maybe a little bit too easy on the side of Nova in this first game. Sean, what do you think yourself?
Yeah, I think it was pretty solid. Full and Sun, like we were talking about, they are the top players. Some of the top players in the world here. Definitely always in the top 100. 12 and 16 kills each for those guys. And it was just a solid performance. And We got to see the accuracy of their weapons, their positioning over and over again, just taking the power-ups right there in the center of the map. They controlled the invis, they controlled the double damage, and that's what they needed to do in order to keep winning and increase their damage output. So doing that, controlling the lanes, despite it being such a wide open area there in Temple, it was just so easy for them to navigate around the map and continue to kill the members of Swift over and over again.
Yeah, and you know, it is a best of 3 series, Sean. So Swift Esports, you could say, have a chance technically. However, man, after that performance, yeah, Nova looking pretty damn strong from that side of the map and that area of the map, and yeah, this is looking pretty good for Nova. However, I want to point out the Liquid only had 4-4 and 4. He was looking pretty, you know, lost in the shuffle on the side of Nova, one could say, where he wasn't really able to get into the swing of things. Do you think that was do you think connection issues on the side of Liquid, where he's just not able to kind of, you know, catch up from that point of view, Sean?
I guess it could be possible, but I really don't think it mattered so much because they were just like, even if Seeker and Nova Liquid weren't performing as well as they could have on the side of Nova, Sun and Full are just such strong players that they were able to carry their team to victory. But with you know, such a huge gap, they had over double the score lead compared to Swift. So yeah, we'll be getting into this next match pretty soon. We do have the Magma as being the map of choice, and we will be going. Yeah, the Nova's got the front foot pretty solidly placed here. Looks like they could possibly be winning this match very easily if they just maintain the same kind of performance that they had last time. And Swift Esports, they've got to change something. They've got to shut down Sun and Full. They can't just focus on one of them. Though if I'm going to focus on anybody, I would probably focus on Sun.
Focus on the sun, but don't look directly into the sun with your eyes, because you know what'll happen? You'll go blind. And this is kind of what has been happening to Swift Esports. It's like they look directly into the eyes of the sun, directly into the sun with their eyes, and they went blind. You know, as it seems like they played with their eyes closed in the first game. No offense, guys, but yeah, we're about to start.
They were trying. They were just trying to aim that Badger and make sure they hit something wherever they heard any noise. But that's what happens when you let the other team pick up the invis over and over again.
Yeah, well, yeah, that it's true. Now we are going to start in the next 8 seconds, guys. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are into the action of this game. As you do see, Nova are on the left-hand side of the snap now, rotating into the middle area, looking to really assert their dominance so far. You have to have a kill. Oh, Skull Hunter's getting the kill on the full. Nice start coming out from Swift Esports. Are now maintaining the bomb line between Skull Hunters and Moe. Actually yet to die. Oh, insane that though. Full takes out the revenge kill onto Skull Hunters. Now Seeker's gone onto Moe. Full is onto Swifty. This is a 3-1. 4-1 already. Seems like now, this is a Nova ramping up to a 5-1 kill spree in the first 30 seconds. A little bit passive between the two teams as Swifty is being a little bit hammered. However, he did get a little bit of a kill, or helped to get a kill inside, as it's 6-3 in the first 45 seconds. 7-3, a lot closer to second game, Sean. Nova aren't quite running away from it. Do you think the change in map is slightly helping Swift Esports?
You know what? I'm actually surprised that it's going this route, but the loadouts have changed dramatically from what I expected. We've got 2 Badgers on the side of Swift right now. They did pick up the double damage, stealing that away from Nova. And if you look at Nova, they actually have 3 Black Tusks, and they've got themselves a Long Claw. nice kill right there, jetpack explosion. But the Seeker is getting himself some snipes here and there, but he's only gotten himself 2 kills. Sun has gotten himself 4 kills at the moment. The score is tied up, And actually, it's gone over to
Oh, man.
Swift now.
Oh, man.
These Badgers are doing what they need to do.
Man, they're working really well as a team. However, DevX has his killing spree ended. He was really a core part of this Swift Esports team, getting them ahead in the first couple of minutes. I'm really impressed by what Swift Esports are doing. They seem a lot more coordinated, a lot more active. However, Nova are far from down and out as Full finally ramps up to full speed and gets onto a killing spree. Maybe he's about to get taken down by DevX. No, he does take down Dev Hex, and Sun has picked up the invisibility. Is this now going to be
and double damage?
And double damage. Wow, this is a greedy play coming out from Sun, but it's going to pay off as Dev Hex gets taken out once again by Full. You see Full jumping around, trying to avoid the shots coming out from Swift Esports. Skull Hunters does end that killing spree as it's 20-14, still 6 points in it with 1.5 minutes to go. Seeker is on an absolutely beautiful killing spree. My apologies. With about
Nova's
a 6.
favor now. They now have swung all the points back into their favor where it was slightly in Swift Esports' favor. So now having a 6-kill differential between these two, this is just insane. An airstrike comes down, raining upon the map.
Yeah, now we're 27-18. No, 30-18. Seeker gets to 5 kills on the side with the airstrike. That was absolutely disgusting. They come out from the Nova Esports team 33-18 as another airstrike goes down and some takes down DevX and Skull Hunter. It seems like it has rained too much on the side.
Here comes another one.
Swift Esports, and they are about to get another couple of kills. 36-21 on the side of Nova. They're just 4 points away from securing the series 2-0 and actually moving on to the next stage of the loser brackets in the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament. 37-23. It is going quite close to the end of the round time-wise, but Nova finally getting the job done. That was... Come on, you gotta give credit where credit is due to Swift Esports, Sean. They pulled a far better result out of the bag in that second game. I know the end score, didn't directly represent the good job Swift Esports had done in that second game, but we saw them take, I believe the maximum was a 2-kill lead in the first 2 minutes of the game. Really great performance from them.
Yeah, I agreed. Kudos to Swift Esports because they really showed us, the casters and the audience, that they are not to be trifled with. They need a little bit more endurance in their game. This time they got 6 more kills compared to the previous game, whereas Nova they got the same amount of kills. They got 40 to end up finishing the game. But we were talking about shutting down Full and Sun, and I feel like they were doing that. Like they must have took the caster advice, and they were doing that early game. But once it hit mid game, they ignored Seeker. And he was the one who had the sniper. He had the long claw. He was getting kills consistently over and over again, if not just doing damage to the enemy team. Then we had the airstrikes come down, and the airstrikes were so instrumental in solidifying the win for Nova. We had 3 airstrikes come out from them in a row, and you even pointed out we had that one airstrike that killed all 4 members from Swift. So
it was. I actually think it killed. I think it killed. It got 5 kills because if I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it killed 1 player of Swift Esports, and then when he respawned, he got killed again. I believe that's what happened. I don't know exactly sure, but it was absolutely crazy. Nova Esports, they put on a good performance. Sun and Full being the absolute damage dealers, the carries for the Nova Esports team. But that is them moving on, and they will go on to actually face Hammer Esports. So why don't you talk a little bit about what they're going to have to do to get the better of Hammer Esports? Because Hammer Esports looked very, very strong yesterday, Sean.
Oh, they look super strong. But you know what? The way that Nova performed today, it feels like they could give Hammers a run for their money, actually. So if they just continue to play around the power-ups, they look out for the main players over there on the Hammers roster, they might be able to succeed and just they might be able to win the series. But who knows? We'll definitely see what happens. If I'm looking over here at the top players that we saw from the Armajet Scorpia tournament, Hammers had Lucas. He had a 1.53
Yes.
KD ratio, 1395 average rating in each of the matches. We only see Nova's Seeker, who was there, and he had a 1.28 KD. But today, his performance in that last matchup was actually really astounding. So if you leave him alone, Seeker is going to show you what's up. You can't ignore that guy.
Yeah, Seeker's gonna seek and destroy, pun intended in every sense of the word. But yeah, like that's the thing. Even though, and actually, it's kind of surprising in some way, but Hammers have. I talked about LCF being a really key part of Hammers, taking down the enemy teams yesterday, but he's not in the top 10, which I think part of that was because he was very, very aggressive, and just between the KDA in going up against the bots. I think that's what kind of was his downfall of as a player, at least not getting into the top 10. So maybe if he's just a little bit more calculated with his aggression, it might be a bit more effective for Hammers Esports, Sean.
Let's not forget that Big King L is also on Hammers, and he was one of the top 10 players as well yesterday. He had himself a 1.5 KD and 1490 average rating across 5 maps. So versus Seeker only having his rating across 2 maps, you can see the longevity that Hammers actually has playing all those games that they did yesterday. They have the endurance. They're able to make it to a 3rd game in a series. Let's see if Nova can do the same thing later on. But we will be having that matchup a little bit later. For now, we're looking forward to Fairy Tail versus Team Keck. And Fairy Tail. What are we laughing
love
at?
that name, Team Keck.
I still don't understand what it is. Like, maybe you can educate me on it. Is that like a European thing, or is it like cough? Are they like coughing? Are they like gagging?
Well, no.
What is it?
First, you don't mention the word gagging, kappa. But anyway, but here's the thing, though. I don't necessarily know what Keck means either. I just think it sounds absolutely hilarious, Sean. It works. You know, they you know, Team Keck. It speaks for itself. But don't take their name lightly. They have a solid roster, a solid set of players. And Firetail, I think, are going to be tested as good as they potentially are with the likes of Bruto and it's Joslu. Yeah, Keck are definitely far from a team to be ignored going into this game. I do think it could potentially go to 3-game series. Sean, couple of mistakes that we saw yesterday coming out from the likes of Firetails and Keck against their respective opponents will mean that they're going to have to be, so to speak, on their best behavior. But who do you think is going to at least stand out, Sean?
You know, it's difficult to say between these two teams. I'm gonna have to go with Team Keck on this one.
Okay.
Because,
Okay.
yeah, and that's because I feel like they've got I've seen them a lot more in the top 100 whenever I'm playing against them. I recognize their players. Fiery Tail's got a lot of players up there too, though. You know, they've got Fiery Tail does have Rate and Dave as well. So just, you know, it's really kind of a toss-up for me. You know, based on what I know about Team Keck and how I know that we always see TP up there as well, who's she's the founder of Team Keck. It's really I want to lean more towards saying Team Keck is going to win this one, but we'll see. You know, the Fairy Tail could prove me wrong.
Yeah, of course, and Fairy Tail, they have Royal Havoc, who in my opinion, showed a lot of signs of, flashes of flashes of aggression and skill shooting in this game. So I definitely think he has a full on chance of being the key component for Royal Havoc. We aren't going to see, if I'm correct, we are not going to see TP playing in this series. It's going to be the same starting four players as we saw yesterday with Delish and Garsh, PC, Bruto, and Alan. Actually, no, sorry, my apologies. It's Joslu in this set because we saw him in one game yesterday. So it's going to be very interesting how this set of four players are going to work together. Plus, with this moon-based map, it's very much about getting into the mid area of the map and kind of dominating the. I know that's a normal thing for Armajet, but I think some maps maybe might favor one side compared to the other. But I definitely think this moon-based map is heavily set on dominating the mid area and waiting for those the likes of invisibility and a double damage to come back up so it can be taken advantage of. Sean, would you agree with that, or do you think there's a certain level of taking advantage to one side in this map?
Well, I think what makes this map a lot more different than Magma that we were just last playing on is that we have that invis bridge that's up above.
Cool.
So it does have that advantage to being able to, well, it's an advantage and a disadvantage because if you're up there controlling the whole area, you've got to have two people looking down from the bridge and one person controlling the two bot lanes, or the mid and the bot lane rather, to get those power-ups. But if you only have one pilot in the middle there looking to take both of the power-ups, then you could easily have an enemy pilot up above shooting down upon you. So you've just got to be really careful. It's very unlike Magma or other maps where you have the invis and double damage completely separated by lanes or platforms that are blocked. So we're going to have Team Keck control those power-ups if they're going to be succeeding in this. We've got
3, 2, 1.
Let's go ahead and get started, dude. We're going into the match, man.
But yeah, we're into it. I was waiting for it to say, but we do see Nico has got this sniper shot, and we do see the Badgers being pulled out on a couple of members. This is maybe a nice mix of gun. It's a 1v1 trade 2-1 on the side of Fiery Tail, if I'm correct, with Team Keck on this red side and Fiery Tail on the right hand side. It's 2-2, 3-2 turnaround on the side of Team Keck. 5-2 already. Whoa, that is a bit of a couple of kills really coming over into their favor. Alan has picked up the double damage. They are 8-2 against Fiery Tail in the first 40 seconds, but his spree has been ended. Double damage being picked up by Bruno, and he's straight away uses to take down Pochik and Neko, as you can see. On the side of Fiery Tail, 12-4, Sean.
The Enforcer from Bruto with the double damage is exactly what he needed to do in that situation. He just lost the double damage, but Alan is going to be able to pick it up now. He was the one who started with it, which is freaking hilarious. And now we have Team Keck with a huge 10-11 kill lead at the moment as body parts explode in the center of the map. And at a minute and 15 seconds into the map, they have such a commanding lead right now going up against Fiery Tail. This is exactly what they need to do. Control the invis, control the double damage, and control the middle of the map. And if they can just keep doing this, the gap is being closed a little bit right now between Fairy Tail and Keck. But they could just keep this up. They're going to be winning this match. Imperium.
Straight away, you say that it's going up to 5 kills for Team Keck. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the goddamn bodies hit the floor, Sean, because this is 19-16. You are right. Fiery Tail are coming back into this slowly but surely 2 minutes ago. Not a lot of kills overall between these two teams, Sean, compared to other games. They're a little bit more calculated in where they're looking to be positionally and fire-wise. It's down 21-19, 2 kill advantage on the side of Keck. They're hanging on in there, just waiting for the perk to come back up the lane with that double damage. Ends the killing spree onto Nuddle block as it's back up to 4 kills, 5 kills. This is Team Tech maybe reasserting their dominance in this game, getting another kill. Alan being a playmaker for his team with a grand total of 9 kills, but he has died 7 times, so he's got to be a little bit careful, Sean.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. I wanted to point out some of the loadouts we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Garrick has got himself a Badger. We do see 2 other Black Tusks on the other team. 3 other Black Tusks, actually, for Team Keck at the moment. And we have 2 Long Claws, Black Tusk,
1 minute
Enforcer
remaining.
on the other side with Fairy Tale Esports. But they're closing the gap here with the minute remaining. There's only a 4-kill difference. That is so easy to get 4 kills. We've got 2 sentries down right at the double damage. We know the Team Keck does not want anybody to grab that thing. It's going to be popping up pretty soon.
Noodlebook has done a rampage, Sean. It has been ended by Garage PC, who got double killed in the process. 28-32. Great shotgun coming on to Noodlebook by Garage PC. Bruto getting the kill on the budget. This is 34-28 with 25 seconds to go. 29. This is 5 kills, should I say, in between the two teams. 30, 35, 30, 36. It seems like Keck are going to secure
3
this
kills
with
remaining.
13 seconds to go. They only need 3 kills or just let the time run out, and it will be into your favor, my
kill
friends.
remaining.
But they are getting their strike down onto
1. Round
these
over.
teams, and the round has been over. It's been secured by a fantastic team.
Yeah, Team Keck takes the win right there with the final score. They actually ended up getting 40 right at the end. You know, like great for them, but not far behind was Fairy Tale. They ended up getting 32. So only 8 kills behind. It was such a close match, actually. Even though Team Keck was leading from the beginning, the gap did get closed by the time it got to mid game here. And if you actually look over at the other side at Fairy Tale, Nuddlebach had 14 kills. That's more than anybody else had in the game. So if we just have Poetic Nico, who had the most kills in the game earlier for Fairy Tale, if he is able to just up his game a little bit more, then he may be able to assist a bit more and get more kills to be able to close the gap for the next game. Now we're going to be going into the game 2 here between these two, so we'll see how everything ends up. But that was a pretty crazy matchup. It was a sweaty game for sure, and the changing the loadouts could be very important when it comes to game 2.
Indeed, because we are into new map, and I don't want to put too much fire or smoke onto the fire, or you know, in the previous game. But I gotta say, Nuddlebach absolutely carried this Firetail team. As you do see, there has been a swap out of players. Sean Austino, we have seen Royal, I forget his exact name, Royal, my apologies. Royal Havoc, my apologies, has been swapped out for Rate on the side of Firetail. So that could give them a better attitude, a better energy source, just a bit of a kick, kick in the gonads, should I say, to get their ass into gear and to take this game 2 and bring it to a 3-game series, Sean.
Yeah, I think so. If there's anybody that they need to focus on, that Fairy Tale needs to focus on, it's going to have to be Bruto. If they shut down Bruto and Alan too, who were actually, they were both controlling the power-ups a lot, the double damage, the invis. They shut them down. They reduce the damage output coming out of Team Keck. Then we're going to have Fairy Tale be able to pull out the win here. Yeah,
and we're just going to look to sort out the players as quickly as possible, because there is somebody just lurking in the spectator spot that I don't think should be there, but we're just going to look to sort this out as quickly as possible and get this game 2 to you guys. And like I said, put in the chat who you are looking to support in this series. If you are for Team Firetail, put hashtag Fire, and if you are for Team Keck, put hashtag Keck. Hell, I just put hashtag Keck because who doesn't love to put a hashtag Keck every opportunity given when it's socially acceptable, Sean Austino? And in this situation, putting a hashtag Keck is very much socially acceptable.
I'm doing every time I mute my mic, I'm doing hashtag Keck because I'm coughing right now. My son got me sick, so I'm a Keck hashtag Keck.
So we know who you're supporting anyway, but
Oh, definitely. How could I not support our awesome hostess from yesterday, TP, who did such a great job hosting us? But Killer Penguin, he's doing a great job today. That guy, I'll tell you what.
The hypest of hosts, in all of the hyping hosts that I've ever heard in the hyping world of hosts, Killer Penguin, man, how do you have that much energy?
It's all the energy drinks, all the hype, all the extra. Dude, Armajet is off the chains. The people in here are off the chains. There's so much hype, so much action coming in to you guys now.
And we're into the game. Thank you so much, Killer Penguin and Imperium, my boy. Let's get started with the play-by-play.
Oh, man. Okay, let's see what can happen. We are seeing 1-1 already between these two teams. Keck looking to take a bit of a dominating start. Alan being in front line, getting the kill onto Raid, gets behind and does nearly take out Iron Flash X, but Iron Flash X does take out Alan in the process. Raid's take down the Leish. It is 4-3 in the side of Firetail. They're turning it around. Nodal Block gets the kill onto Alan. Sorry, no, it did go over to Raid. My humble apologies. But either way, this is a team game. 5-3 in this Magma map. However, Alan takes out Ion Flash 5-4. Bruto's picked up double damage and Garrison picked up invisibility. Let's see what they can do with this. It is kills going all the way over to Team Keck as they turn it around. 7-6 again, Sean. First minute, this is so close between the two teams.
This is such a crazy different game. The loadouts are so different here. We did see just a moment ago, Team Keck had every weapon they could have. Every different pilot had a gun. Long Claw, Badger, Black Tusk, and Tremor as well. On the other side, we have Fairy Tail has 2 Long Claws and Black Tusks available on each of their team members. But Team Keck, there's those Tremors doing some serious damage right there. And same thing with that Badger, exploding Nuddleblock.
Indeed, this is the 12-11 in the favor of Keck. This game is about to get sweatered and broski in the red light district, Sean, because these two teams are going at each other left, right, center, because it's 13-13, 14-13 in the favor of Keck. The mid lane area of this map now being the bit of the focus because these perks are starting to or about to respawn. You see Delay, Allen, and Garsh PC are just hanging around the invisibility and the double damage. Really great strategy coming out from them, Sean.
Bruto got the invis. That double damage is about to respawn pretty soon, but Ion Flash X and Nuddleblock, they want a little bit of that action, but it looks like Delric is going to be getting it. No, he does not. He does. He ends up picking it up. So this is an opportunity for them to just have massive damage output with that Tremor that he's got available to him too. So that's going to have great spread damage action, and it looks like they're doing what they need to do there. They're losing a few members. They're not trading in as well as we think that they should be doing, and that double damage is floating around there on the map. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining in the game. Only a 2-kill differential between these two teams. Team Keck has got to be careful here if they want to pull out the win in this series.
It's 23-21. Not an overly huge amount of kills on the board, but this is partly because the teams are so evenly matched. So as there are a couple of kills on the board, they are respawning 22-25 in the favor of Team Keck. But straight away, a couple of kills go over. 4 kills on the side of Fiery Tail, and they match it up to 25 apiece with only 45 seconds to go. Are we gonna have another third game series between these teams? Woo! As it seems like Fiery Tail have taken the lead by 3 points in the last clutch 15 seconds with only 30 seconds to go. Sean Austino, but it's even down now to 28 apiece. Can this get any goddamn closer, Sean?
This is so close. I am wondering if this game could go into OT. If it goes into overtime, that will be the first overtime matchup that we have here in the Scorpia tournament. This is just crazy sauce. Garrick PC has got himself a double damage there, and now Keck is starting to pull away in the final seconds. It looks like they've got this one in the bag.
Round over.
Oh, man. feels bad, man, but absolutely fantastically close game between these two teams, with Keck taking the second game 33-28. But man, we saw that with about 45 seconds to go. Firetail lit a fire under their ass, and they got into the lead by 3 kills, but it looked like water was poured over them by Team Keck, and they finally got the kill.
A lot of saliva coughed upon them.
A lot of saliva kicked upon them. But yeah, you gotta give credit to Firetail. They really put their heart and soul into that second game. And again, Iron Flash got 8 kills, 9 deaths. But Nuddlebach, he died 13 times. Was that great focus coming out from Team Keck, or was that a mistake on the side of Nuddlebach?
It probably was Nuddlebach's mistake. I don't want to rag on the guy. He actually did some really good positioning there, staying in the middle here and there. But what it really came down to is all the team members on both sides were actually playing very, very closely. We had eight kills, 7 kills, 6 kills on Fiery Tail. And then we actually, for Team Keck, they had 9, 10, 8. They were all super close, and it was only by a few kills that this game was separated. This was the closest series we've had so far in the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament, and kudos to both these teams for playing so well. And now it looks like Team Keck is going to be advancing further in the lower brackets here, and we're going to have them fighting today up against either Hammers or GGEZ, which is this is just a phenomenal tournament day here. Saturday Armajet goodness.
Yeah, exactly. Saturday Armajet tournament. It can't get much better than that. But what do you make, or what do you think, between the two teams of Keck and GGEZ? I know we've only seen Team GGEZ go up once in this tournament, where they did lose initially to Decided Swift. No, sorry, they beat Swift Esports, my apologies. Yes. And they lost to the side of Tribe Gaming. So we've seen them a couple of times. So do you expect them to kind of have a hard task against Keck? Because Keck seem to have brought a lot better attitude and ability into today's games.
Well, we saw GGEZ go 1-1 yesterday. They won versus Swift, who we just saw earlier play, and they're sadly out of the tournament now because they actually ended up losing their last match. But going up against Tribe is a huge, monstrous. They're a monstrous entity across all esports, including here in Armajet so far. So I think losing to them is not as bad as we should think it. I think they performed pretty well. They could have done a lot better. But going up against I think they will be going up against Team Keck later on. Am I right? Yeah, I feel like they will. I feel like, yes, they will be going up against Team Keck. And then Hammers is going to be going up against
Nova.
Who will they be going up?
Nova.
Are they going up against Nova? Yeah, they're going to be going up against Nova. Yes, that's right, because we just had Nova beat Swift. So I feel like that's going to be a little bit. That one's not going to be so much of a close game there.
Okay.
It's going to be interesting for sure.
Right, very, very interesting indeed. But I'm going to take you to a bit of a 10 to 15 minute break for you guys, so you can just kind of rest after the action that we just saw. Get yourself a cup of tea or coffee. I know I'm going to get myself a bit of a cup of tea or coffee. And just to have a quick shout out to Tori Albertson Oddsfish, who donated $10 to the prize pool yesterday, which is now at a grand total of $180. Thank you so much to you, Oddsfish, for donating and supporting the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament. Absolute pleasure, and thank you so much. So on that note, we will be back in about 10 to 15 minutes with the first game of the next round of the loser bracket. So do not go away.
a train to the ceiling, and now I all of my feelings. Nobody said it'd be easy. I found you in all of the madness. I heard your voice in the static. Your skin on my skin like a magnet. Nobody said it'd be easy. Nobody said it'd be easy. Nobody said it'd be easy, but we took a train to the ceiling, and now I all of my feelings. Nobody said it'd be easy. I found you in all of the madness. I heard your voice in the static. Your skin on my skin like a magnet. Nobody said it'd be easy. Nobody said it'd be easy.
Yo, let's go! Woo! How is everybody doing so far in today's stream? Coming in with that tournament, coming in hot. Here's the updated schedule for you guys. Coming up next to you guys, we got Hammers Esport versus Nova Esports. Who do you think's gonna take this, guys? You got Hammers, you got Nova, some of the top teams that nobody knew was gonna be in the loser brackets, and they're here for you guys, head to head, battle to battle, coming through. Hammers versus Nova. Who's gonna take that dub? Who is gonna take the dub? And then we got Team GGEs versus Team Tech on the next matchup. That is the new schedule for you guys coming through right now as we bring in our new casters, Sean and Imperium. Woo!
Man, Penguin, that absolute introduction, it actually gives me goosebumps, man, every time you introduce us, man. I feel like $1 million when you say my name. It's gives me all chills inside. But Sean, this is where it comes down to these teams really getting the chills in their own bodies and taking the action to the next level, because we are going to have Hammers Esports against Nova Esports, NA versus EU essentially. No, NA versus Canada actually, or America versus Canada, so to speak, as at least going by the flags on the tournament link. So yeah, these two teams, these two powerhouse orgs that have a lot of history in other esports titles, now going to carry that history over to Armajet in the Scorpia Crossfire tournament.
It's a very interesting thing, Imperium, because if we have these teams, these two teams, just like we had KillerPenguins saying earlier, that are some of the top esports organizations in the world, especially representing mobile esports, if they're here in the lower brackets and they're able to fight their way through the lower brackets, get themselves to the very end, and go up against Tribe again, one of the other big esport organizations in the world, this is huge. This is massive. That means there is consistency between these big organizations, Hammers and Nova. Now, one of these two teams is going to leave this match and they're going to go up against either the winner of GG Easy or Team Keck. Now, we'll see who they go up against later on, but with these two teams, it's gonna, I feel like this is a possibility for a game 3 right here. Both Hammers and Nova are 1-1 right now with their record for the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament, and it has been a hard fought battle for them to come up through the brackets to get here. Hard loss for them, for each of the teams yesterday, to get to this point now. So we're going to see what happens.
Also, normally as we're preparing to just normally when we're preparing and getting the players into the party and in the lobby, you're able to just free fire around the map and stuff like that. Normally we see players that'll kind of kill each other and stuff, but these 8 players are literally just dancing around the middle of the map, jumping up and down, and it seems like this, Sean, that just part of the reason why I absolutely love esports and love gaming, because it's just having a laugh and it's somewhat friendly competition, and we do our best to hype up the action and create a certain level of rivalry, and that is there. It's respect of rivalry. It's respect of competition, and I think that is the grounds of the perfect esports world, and it's just great to see that happen on something like an Armajet map, Sean, and just see them having a laugh. Yeah, so it's great. But either way, we're going to be starting in the next 30 seconds where the friendliness will end, one could say, and we will see these two teams dancing to the death or dancing to the win, and see who will take on or see who will go through to the next round of the loser bracket, should I say. It'll actually be the final of the loser bracket, so and giving themselves a chance to move on into the grand final of this tournament. So yeah, I definitely agree with you when you talk about it being going into a 3-game series, because these teams are close. Again, I want to focus on LCF as a player to watch in this game, because I think he's going to be pulling out the big guns, because we're about to start 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are into this game 1. We do see that Hammers has landed straight in the middle. They're going to the very bottom. They get a couple of kills all over the place. 2 kills already apiece, as it seems like Nova Esports did not get the best placement start, but 3-1, 3-2. Nova Esports coming back into this game. Full is getting taken out by LCF. Like I said, LCF is the one to watch, I feel, but Big King not afraid to really assert his dominance. We do see LCF up in this top lane. First 30 seconds is 6-4, as close as I believe both of us somewhat expected, Sean.
Yeah, this has been pretty crazy so far, but I think the main difference here has been the loadouts. And, of course, the control of power-ups in the middle. There, we've got the double damage already under the control of already under control of blue team, which is Hammers. And Hammers as well, they have 2 long claws, so they're able to snipe out from such a long distance, and that allows them to have the advantage so far. Whereas we've only had 1 long claw, and everybody else has black tusks on the other side for Nova.
Yeah, exactly. You do see Big King has his killing spree ended. However, it seems like Armajet Crossfire are not letting them stop them get a lead because it's now 15-7. They're 8 points ahead, 9 points ahead, 16-7, over double the kills ahead of Nova Esports. Nova Esports slightly falling apart. They need to stick together a little bit more because what I'm noticing is that Sun and Full are not quite sticking together. We just saw Full just ran into full-blowing fire and lost his life in the process. It's not quite working out for Nova in this game. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in this game. 20-9. Not quite as maybe completely action-packed aggression-wise as we maybe expected, but at the end of the day, Hammers are getting the job done. Sean airstrike laid down onto this moon-based map. A couple of kills going over to Hammers again as they're 24-11 with less than 2 minutes to go.
Oh, they've got double damage now. Those 1-shot, 1 kills for anybody who has the long. Going to flip it back, but Elsif has picked it up as well. Look at the kills across the board. We've got Lucas with 11-3 right now. Big King with 8-6, 6-5 for Elsif. If you look on the other side, you've got half of those kills for the top guy. 5 and 12 deaths right now for Full. Sun has got himself 3-7. It's not looking very good for them at all. We've got 10 kills remaining to get to the maximum kills for Hammers right now. They are just stomping all over. They are teabagging Nova.
Man, yeah, but it's saying that who doesn't love a good teabag? But I know Broski loves a good teabagging, but that's what he does in his private time. Sean Austino, however, in the world of esports, he just does what he can to really host and sort out and organize these fantastic tournaments.
3 kills
36-23, 37-23, 48 seconds to go. It seems like Hammers are really gonna secure this game. One kill to point out that Nova have kind of kept the kills to about between 10 to 14 in the final 2 minutes. So one could say that they made slight improvements in the last couple of minutes, should I say? Because they didn't really let the game get too far away from them, or at least further than it had been up until that point. Maybe I'm just trying to find a silver lining in what was a bit of a disappointing performance, Sean. But hey, you feel free to say otherwise, my dear friend.
No, I think you're absolutely right. If you check out the kills, look at what happened here. We had a 15 kill difference between the 2 teams. Lucas on the top for Hammers. He had himself 13-5 for his KD. Full got himself 8-14 deaths. He had almost double the deaths what the lowest person, Seeker, had for deaths on this team, who had also the same kills. So him getting focused down over and over again, that's what led Hammers to be able to succeed very well. He got shut down, he got focused down, and his damage output was just so minimal compared to other games we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty much exactly what happened. We are into the second game. So look, new map, new opportunities, new chances. What does Nova need to do? Maybe it might be a bit of an obvious question.
No, they've got to protect those power-ups in the middle. It's going to be a little bit different here compared to the moon base. In the moon base, we had the power-ups a lot closer to each other. Yeah. So anybody who grabbed the power-ups, if they wanted to, they could also grab the other one very easily. But here, there's a much longer distance between the 2 power-ups. The Invis is at the top lane in the middle there, around that huge floating boulder with the Aztec pyramid on it, whereas we have the double damage on a much, much smaller platform underneath. But if the same person wants to loop around and get it, it's quite a journey. So they've got to have 2 people get it, or at least get it at different times for each of these power-ups. The control of these power-ups is going to be so important here. It's a much wider, more open area. So weapons like the
It
Badger may
is.
not be as effective. The Long Claw and the Tusk are probably going to be the best weapons to use on this map. And grenades too. Grenades and enforcers are going to be very highly used in this map. We already have a lot of the secondary weapons equipped for enforcers on all of these pilots that we see running around right now, and that's what they're going to have to be focusing on.
Also, one thing I've kind of noticed about this map from watching teams play is that, as we are about to start, is that there's actually quite a good few areas to hide from
2,
shots, if that makes sense.
1,
Like you can hover
fight.
in between a couple of the standalone small pieces of rock. So I think that's going to play a big part as we do see the votive kind of gets it caught out. However, Lucas does take down Seeker. So we do see that full Benji getting the 3 kill, 4 kills to 2 on this side of Nova Esports. The best start they kind of could have expected going into this game too. Sean Austino, 30 seconds gone into this game. We've only had 6 kills total. No, make that 9 kills because it's 5 to 4 between these teams. Big open spaces now. 5 to 5. Lucas is on a goddamn smexy killing spree. Sean, he has to be shut down on the side of Nova, right?
Yeah, he absolutely has to be. He's 6-2 right now. That's double what Cole has for his kills right now on the other side. The double damage has not appeared yet, so they're just waiting for it to go. Whoever has control of this moment. Oh, Lucas has got double damage for himself. Got himself a really good kill right there. That's what he needed to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Imperium. I think we lost you for a second.
Yeah, no, you seem to be kind of on the side now. You seem to be cutting out on my side a little bit, so I'll have to see what is up about that. So my humble apologies, guys. However, 2 minutes and 35 seconds into this game, Hammer's starting to take a bit of a kill because they're about 8 points ahead, and Nova seem to lost the run of things a little bit. Hammer sticking together as 2 pairs of 2 Lucas with that shield. The snipers are coming out on the side of Devoted as 23 to 14. They do trade between Benji and Big King. Elson now gets the double kill, and on the Elsie if he gets shut down. 450 airstrike raining down, takes down 3 members of Nova. Lucas, what the absolute goddamn hell are you doing to Nova? You are absolutely you're teabagging the hell out of him, my dear friend.
He's annihilating them. We did see him also pick up the invis right there, so he's going to be able to get a lot of kills. Oh, never mind. He just got taken out himself. Wasn't able to utilize that invis very much. But they're at 33 and 19 right now with a minute and a half remaining in the match. Double damage is about to spawn, and now it's picked up once again by Hammer. The control they have over this map is just insane. Only 2 kills, 1 kill remaining here, and it looks like Hammer's solidified themselves, getting back, really getting back into this tournament after dropping into the losers bracket yesterday.
Nova started off better in that second game. They really did. They took a 3-point lead, I believe, at one point in the first 30 seconds, either 2 or 3-point lead. But as soon as Hammers got going, Lucas was on absolute fire with 15 kills to 4. Then we had Big King following up, Devoted, and actually surprisingly, LCF got 6, 6, and 7. But 7 assists does make a big difference. The even highest on their side, and then it's like I said, it seemed to fall apart for Nova Esports. Seeker dying 11 times and Benji dying 12 times. Not so good, Sean.
That's what I like about Hammer's roster is that I feel like we've seen we never get to see the same person at the top of the scores and kills each time at the end of the game. Whenever they're succeeding, they're always switching around. We have different players constantly at the top, and that's what I like to see here. That really makes me feel like they have a well-rounded roster as compared to some of the other teams where it's always just the same person who's carrying the team over and over again.
And you know what's really, once again, just in my opinion, ever so surprising is the fact that we've still only seen one 3-game series. We've only seen one full series, and that was between Hammers and Labots. Every single game has been 2-0. Outside of that, I want to see another sweat-driven 3-game series, Sean, don't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I thought this was going to be one of those, but unfortunately, it ended up not being so. So we'll just have to wait to probably get into the finals, day 3 tomorrow on Sunday, where we may be seeing something like that, or who knows, maybe later on today, because we still have other games to play in the lower brackets today. We might have in the last game today. With it looks like Hammers will be going up against the winner of this next matchup between GG Easy and Team Keck. So maybe between one of these two teams, they could have a 3-game series. We don't know yet.
Definitely.
Maybe there could be a 3-game series with GG Easy and Keck.
There could be indeed. Yeah, definitely, for sure. And just to kind of, if people are just joining us, first of all, welcome to the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament. My name is Imperium, joined by the ever lovely Sean Austino in the casting roles. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in. And to give you an idea of what we have had between yesterday's and today's games, how the brackets are looking right now. In the winner's bracket stage, which is essentially the first semi-final, we're going to have Tribe Gaming versus Labots. That game will be played tomorrow. And then down in the loser brackets, we've got to this stage where we just saw Hammers Esports take out Nova Esports 2-0 to secure their semi-final spot. And they will go up, like you just mentioned, against the winner of GG Easy and Keck. So, talking about Team GG Easy and Keck, I think we kind of slightly both agreed that Keck were going to somewhat come out on top in this matchup. But should we be disregarding GG Easy so quickly?
I don't think we should. When they went up against Team Swift, they beat them in that first match yesterday. They dominated them in a solid 2-0 fashion. However, they fell to Tribe Gaming, and Tribe has been the monster in this tournament so far. So going up against Team Keck may be a little bit less of a struggle for them. We'll definitely see. Hammers beat out Team Keck yesterday, but fell to Labots, and that put Hammers down in the lower brackets. If Team Keck wins this series versus GG Easy, then it's going to be a rematch with Hammers and Team Keck once again, which would be freaking insane.
Oh man, and you know what? Keck could easily get their revenge if they do go up against Hammers Esports. They could, get their redemption moment and just be able to kind of go, hey, look, you bet us the first time, but we just let you win, guys. Now we're going to take you guys out. So definitely it's going to be either way some very exciting matchups. And just to try and refresh your memory, as we are, by the way, guys, we are waiting about 5 to 7 minutes until the next match is going to be played for you guys, just in case you are wondering. But I do hope you don't go away and listen to our sweet, smooth, hype voices. But Sean, I want to ask you, what, in terms of players, moments, give or take, has kind of stood out for you so far, and to give the guys at home a bit of a idea of what can be expected out of the Armajet action?
Well, I think the first series that we experienced yesterday, that was that 3-game series between Labots and Hammers, was pretty damn sweaty. And I feel like if we see more high professional style action like what we saw yesterday, that to me is something that I enjoy watching here at these Armajet tournaments, like the one that Scorpia Crossfire is putting on. If we keep seeing more like that, then I'm going to be a satisfied, happy camper. And I hope that we're able to accurately describe what's going on for the viewers at home as well. But these teams here, they're tough as nails. They're really sweaty when it comes to these games. And these are micro fights. These are 4-minute games where every bit of positioning matters. Every loadout you choose, every time you're respawning, what makes the difference between you winning in a trade between yourself and an enemy on the other team and succeeding and maybe getting a way to heal up, grabbing yourself a power up, shield, health. Always utilize those, and that's what we see here from a lot of these players in the Scorpia tournament.
Exactly. Who knows? Part of what could be giving some of these players an advantage is maybe they've been practicing being a 4-minute man since the day they hit puberty, Sean. Maybe that's, maybe that's what they've been leading up to. Maybe what all this preparation, all the experiences that they've had in their life has led to this moment where they're able to hammer out and get the job done within 4 minutes to satisfaction and pleasure for the rest of their team. So it could be interesting on what we're going to see. We are getting these players loaded into the party as quickly as possible because this game is going to be going up as quickly as possible for you guys. On the side of Team GG Easy, we do have Noxus, Hell's Devil, It's Rocket, and I know there's one member on a side note. I'm not negative. It's not that, but there's one member yesterday on the side of Team GG Easy that was removed from the tournament due to essentially trolling and unfair play. But either way, that means that It's Rocket has been subbed in on the side of Team GG Easy. So this could give Team GG Easy a bit of a better chance going into this game because I'm okay, but Boy had really great moments as well as Hell's Devil on performance in yesterday's games, Sean.
So did Noxus. We saw some times where Noxus was really standing out with his gameplay and controlling the power-ups a lot, getting off some rampages, maybe not quite rampages, but he was getting some killing sprees himself. And on the other side, we do see Bruto, Alin, Delic, and Garrick PC coming in, who we did see earlier today. So this is going to be a pretty exciting match. I'm excited to get started with this one.
Yeah, exactly. And I definitely think the person to look out for is going to be Alan on the side of Team Keck because he really showed up in the previous game against Firetail Esports. So, I definitely think he's going to play a big part in this first game. And we're just making sure the players are ready. The party host, the lobby host is going to get us going into this game. Right now, the countdown begins in the moon-based map where domination comes around, hanging around the mid-lane area. Let's see where these players spawn. We do see that Team GG Easy spawned around the mid area of the map, but they go and get a straight away kill on the delay, and they're going to turn their attention towards the rest of the Keck team. They take a 2-0 lead, yet no kill coming yet on the side of Keck. They're having a hard start. It's gone to 3-0. It's Rocket is on a killing spree, 5-0. What the hell is going on, Sean Austino, in the first 30 seconds of this game? Keck cannot get the run of things going on their side.
I'll tell you what's going on. GG Easy just picked up the invisibility, so they've got control of the power-ups and the mid, and they have 2 long claws, so they are sniping the hell out of Team Keck right now. Team Keck only had a Badger and 2 or 3 Black Tusks, so they have a serious disadvantage when it comes to rank and damage output right there.
Yeah,
and now the double damage, it did get picked up by Team Keck right now, so this is an opportunity for them to turn around and close the gap.
It could be a matter of press F for respect to Keck in this game. It's 11-5, so they're getting a couple of kills on the board. Garage PC with the double damage would just get taken out a little bit by one, but I'm not giving it by. It's taking out Alan 13-6. It's getting a little bit closer on the side of Keck, but Team GG Easy are not making it easy because it's still 15-7, so they're maintaining their lead. And as we get into the last half of this game, 2 minutes and 24 seconds left to go, 16-10. My Lord, sweet Mary, Mother of Jesus, it seems like Keck are getting back into this game a little bit. They've really downloaded this to about 7 kills between the 2 teams. It's 19-12, yet down to 7. They're starting to get cycled back into it. Sean, what are they doing right? It seems like they're hanging around the mid lane area of this map a little bit more compared to the first half of this game.
Well, it seems to me like we've been having really good rotations from GGEZ right now. They've got themselves enough kills where they're able to utilize their perk. And Bruto did just pick up that double damage, so he stole that one away from them. But It's Rocket has been the sub from hell. This guy, 9-2 right now, destroying everybody on the other side. And that's why we have GGEZ so far in the lead at the moment. It's just bonkers how they're able to just utilize this guy, and he's gotten himself so many kills.
Yeah, the super sub coming out for Team GGEZ, 29-18, 30-18, up to 12. Separating the two teams, it seems like Team Keck are gonna have a bit of a sweatier time in this game than I at least thought. With Team GGEZ turn around and go, ha!
1 minute
You thought we
remaining.
were gonna do bad, Imperium? Well, we're gonna prove you wrong. The caster curse has come into effect, at least in this first game. It's 31-19. That maintenance of 12 kills with the timer ever running slowly, giving Team Keck a harder task than they would have initially wanted, as again it's just 31-22, 31-23. It's down to 8 kills 30 seconds ago. Can they pull out the impossible and even bring it to overtime? No. 33-23, 10 kills, 11 kills between the two teams 25 seconds ago. This is all in the favor of Team GGEZ. Last 15 seconds, Sean. Team GGEZ pulling out a bit of a dominating performance with only 2 kills left.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all she wrote. They've got 2 kills left with 5 seconds remaining. Even if they don't get these 2 kills, 12 kills up is just pretty damn strong performance coming out of GGEZ, with It's Rocket and Noxus leading the way right there, getting themselves 15 kills to 4 for the KD for It's Rocket, and 11-11 for Noxus right there. On the other end, the only person who had far and beyond the kills was 11-9 KD for Bruto. So yeah, Bruto has got to step up his game, and so does the rest of his team. He was doing pretty well, but the rest of his team has got to step up and be able to get more kills, better support him. Even if that's positioning, Alan got killed 14 times. If he was just not, he was probably in the right place at the wrong time over and over again, getting annihilated. So they've got to be able to rotate the damage.
Yes.
What's really important about this game is you can't shoot through a person to the other side, at least not with a lot of the weapons that we have in the loadouts right now. So if they have their ally get in front of them when they've absorbed a lot of damage, then the enemy may run out of ammo in their magazine, and that's when their ally could finish off the enemy, when they could rotate damage, get back, heal up, get some shields, come back into the fight. You're not going to be of any use if you're constantly dying and respawning. Your damage output as a pilot is going to be severely reduced.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good point you make about kind of absorbing damage and kind of rotating that on each team. What does that come from? Does that come from, obviously it would come a little bit from team synergy, but does that come from voice comms? Or because the game is so fast paced, is voice comms going to make much of a difference from that point of view, or from that area of winning the game?
I think the teams have to practice a lot together. They've got to be able to be in voice comms, but they also intuitively have to know when someone is getting hurt too much, when someone's going red, they need to go back, who needs to step up, and who's going to be absorbing more of the damage. Obviously, this is not a game where we have tanks, where we have attack damage carries or ability damage carries. They've got to, everybody has the same health. So you know, like, okay, my buddy's taking a lot of shots. He needs to back off. He needs to get shields. And that's where someone may need to communicate to their team members, hey, dude, you're taking a lot of hits. Go back. I'm at full health. I'll come in. Or I got shields. I'll come in and absorb the damage for you. I guess in that way, that's kind of like the way of having a tank in this game. Getting those shields.
Getting those shields, getting the double damage, getting the invisibility, and just actually bringing it to the enemy team is, I think, sums up how important it is for the teams to kind of get a bit of a dominating performance. But this magma map does allow the team to, bring off some long range shots in the edges of the map to kind of secure a couple of sniper kills. We do see Hell's Devil has the loadout of that Black Claw gun, so he's able to he's going to possibly be able to snipe around onto the side.
Long Claw, good
Long
sir.
Claw, my Black Claw, Long Claw. Sorry, Vainglory reference, Kappa. But my apologies. See, when I said it, I was like, "Is that the right? Which word is right?"
Well,
Because
there's
I
a
wasn't
Black
sure which
Tusk
one was
here.
right.
There's a Black Tusk. The
see-
automatic rifle is a Black Tusk. So you're combining Black Tusk and the Long Claw together.
Or it could be Tusk Claw. But anyway,
Long Tusk.
Long Tusk. But either way, we're going to see these teams going into this game as quickly as possible. See if we can make sure that these players are ready. But yeah, so with the sniper shots, as we're 5 seconds into getting this game underway, the
2,
sniper shots are definitely
1,
going to be important. But
fight.
is it still about maintaining the mid-map position, or when you try to maintain the mid-map position, you do expose yourself to getting shut out from either side of the map?
You do, but it actually is probably better if you're defending in the mid and you're defending what's coming from the left side. If you're defending what's coming from the west side, you're going to be able to have a lot easier of a time, as opposed to if you're defending from the right. It's a lot more open on the right. And we've got some crazy Badger kills going on here, as well as some snipes. But it looks like these teams are still pretty close right now, and Delic just picked himself up that invis. So as a sniper, that's going to give him a serious advantage right there.
Keck got a great start, taking 3 kills to 0 in the first kind of 20 seconds, but now we are seeing Team GG Easy pulling out a little bit of a lead of 3 points. But either way, this is going to be Team Keck clawing their way back a little bit, 10-8 between these two teams in the first minute. Keck are definitely working a lot better in this second game. Maybe it's the map that is suiting their playstyles a bit more, Sean Austino, or could it be that Team GG Easy are just kind of taking their time to really establish a position in this game, as they are 4 kills up in this second game of the best of 3 series, Sean?
I feel like it's their loadout. They've actually changed up their loadout strategy a little bit. They did start off with a Badger, a Long Claw, and 2 Black Tusk. So that may have thrown off GG Easy a little bit, but now the gap is starting to widen. We've got 18 kills to 10 kills right now in favor of GG Easy. I'm Not Gay But Bi is trying to hold down the mid right there. And we've got on the bot lane, Hell's Devil is trying to Long Claw somebody to death. And we do have both the power-ups in the center about to respawn in the next few seconds. And I'm Not Gay But Bi probably going to grab himself that double damage unless Bruto or somebody else can do something about it from Team Keck.
Yeah, definitely. So 22-14. This is going to be really going very much in the favor of Team GG Easy. Hell's Devil getting a couple of shots off. Does take down Bruto, but Bruto does trade with the grenade quite nicely. Sorry, Hell's Devil traded with the grenade really nicely done. 26-90, 1 minute and 38 seconds to go. Dash picks up the double damage, but gets taken out as blows go all over the place. Delish picks it up, and now we are 9 kills separating these two teams. 8 kills. This is kind of hanging on in there, as Delish is on a killing spree following his team. They've got shields all over the place with Alan and Garage both having them, and Delish now picking up in the bottom area of the map. Garage, Alan, they're cornering Team GG Easy. They have secured it down to 4 kills in the last minute of this game.
3
kills. Is this going to be the best turnaround in the
1
history of
minute
Armajet
remaining.
tournament play? Down to 4 with 1 minute remaining. Keck, you've got to stick together. You cannot let yourself get exposed, because Noxus is on a killing spree. Down to 5 kills separating these two teams. 33-28, 44 seconds ago. It's only 7 kills left on this side of GG Easy, and they will absolutely secure this round. 34-29, 35-29. Alan's about to get possibly shut down. Yes, indeed. Alan gets taken out by Noxus, but Bruno does take down. It's Rocket still 6 kills,
3
5
kills
kills
remaining.
in the last 20
2 kills
seconds.
remaining.
38-33. What is going to happen? What is going to be the finish coming out between these two teams? 15 seconds left.
1
Noxus
kill
picks up
remaining.
invisibility. This is going to be
Round
the final blow. Round is over. And Team GG Easy secure their position in the second semi-final, and they take down Keck a little bit sweatier than I initially expected, but they get the job done, Sean.
They sure did. Noxus, even though he matched his kills right there with Bruto, who had the top kills on Team Keck, there was still a big disparity between the other members of the team for Team Keck. We had 8-7-5 for their kills, and then we had 11-8-8 for the rest of Team GG Easy. They were doing so much better, and that's what separated them. Just 7-kill difference by the end of the game, and that's what ended up getting GG Easy the win. They are going forward. Team Keck is not going to have a rematch with Hammers. It's going to be GG Easy having their opportunity now. Their time has come to go up against Hammers, and we'll see who's going to successfully come out on top and make their way out of the losers bracket.
4 minutes coming out on top. That sounds pretty damn good to me, Sean Austino. So, after some frantic gameplay, and once again, that was a 2-0 series being taken over by Team GG Easy, like you mentioned. They will go up against Hammers Esports. But before the second semi-final is determined, we will have a bit of a 10-minute break just to let Team GG Easy rest a bit, kind of prepare, because even though the games are only 4 minutes, because they're so fast-paced, you can't take a lot out of it, because you're kind of like, oh crap, and then you have to try to process what's just happened, maybe learn from your mistakes and prepare for the next game, because they're going up against Hammers Esports, and with all due respect, Hammers are going to be a different beast to the Keck side that Team GG just beat. They're not going to make it easy for them. So having that break will give them a chance to prepare a little bit more. So do not go away, as we have one more fantastic game for you guys. My name is Imperium, joined by the ever wonderful Sean Austino. Don't go away, and see you guys in about 10 minutes.
Yo, and my mic was muted. Rip. I pulled a TP. I pulled a TP. TP. Love you, TP. Yo, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate the love and support that you guys bring to the chat, to the broadcast, to Armajet, to Scorpia, to Crossfire. We appreciate you guys today. We want to say, yo, thank you to Kima, the big K, the big king of Armajet, throwing in an extra $20 to the prize pool, bringing it up to a total of $200 coming out for that win. And also, stay tuned for tomorrow's Day 3 tournament 4v4 as we have 2 surprises coming in for you guys. Here come the casters to you guys, Sean and Imperium.
What a hype setup for us. Thank you so much, Penguin.
Man, the $20 addition to the prize pool by Kima, that's if the final 4 teams need more motivation, which I doubt they do, but if they did need more motivation, that's a pretty damn good motivation to give to these teams, right, Sean?
Absolutely. Having the prize pool at $200 now total, it's going to add a little bit more of that incentive to play, to be competitive, to be professional here in the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament. And not only that, but we have 2 surprises for you guys that we're not going to reveal today, but you have to tune in tomorrow for the finals to be able to see what those 2 surprises are.
So, as I've just read on chat, apparently according to Armajet, the $20 addition to the prize pool, and this is just for the winning team, is apparently to be used for French teabag tips. So whoever wins that, just ooh la la, enjoy the prize pool. Trying to put on a terrible.
Je t'adore le teabag.
The teabag French tips, ooh la la. But either way, let's put aside our terrible French accents once more. Let's talk about this matchup between Hammer Esports and Team GG Easy. Hammer Esports, surprisingly, got knocked down to the loser brackets by the one and only the bots. They crawled their way back, taking out Nova, and now they are facing the team of GG Easy. On the side of Team GG Easy, they won against Swift Esports, they lost to Tribe Gaming, and then they beat Keck. So both of these teams have had essentially very similar paths to this semi-final. They both won their first game and both lost their second game. I initially would have said Hammer Esports, but Team GG Easy, they really stepped up a level in today's game, and they showed us that they deserve to be continuing in this tournament, Sean.
I think you're absolutely right. Yeah, Team GG going up against Team Swift yesterday. They pulled out that win, but then they ended up losing later on, and they just got dominated. And what can you do up against Tribe Esports, who has just been stomping all over everybody in the tournament so far, getting themselves 2-0 going forward, and dropping down into the lower brackets. GG Easy having to fight their way back up,
Oh, yeah.
winning 2 times today, going up against winning 2 times now, having a 2-1 record, going up against Hammers next. It's no easy feat, and this is something that this is a series that I'm looking forward to. I feel, however, that Hammers does have the edge right now.
Yeah.
They have been more consistently playing teams that have a higher level of difficulty. They've been more consistently been winning these games. They won the first match going into yesterday, and they only dropped into the losers bracket after the second one, their second matchup, which is, it's the same for GG Easy. But on the other hand, I feel like just going up against a team like Nova, which Hammers did earlier, it's a lot more difficult than going up against some of the other teams that GG Easy has been going up against. The notoriety and the names, the esports aura that surrounds them, and that's why GG Easy is going to have their back up against the wall going up against Hammers.
Definitely, and also to remind everybody, Hammers have been the only team to take an opponent into a 3-game series, losing to Labat 2-1. So they've pushed themselves up until this point against the likes of Labat. So, like you kind of mentioned, Team GG Easy. I'm not saying they've had an easier run, but there's that slight sign of things. Plus, when you look at the side of Hammer Esports, I feel like, and you pointed this out earlier, there's been a bit of a rotation in terms of, each member of the team have kind of stood out. We saw LCF yesterday stand out from the kill point of view. We've seen Big King L stand out. We've seen Python stand out even, and we saw Lucas today stand out really strong for an Hammer Esports team. So that kind of shows that as a team, they have overall a lot of talent that can individually stand out in the right moment. Whereas on the side of Team GG Easy, nothing against them, but I kind of think they are less impactful individually to kind of stand out, or they rely maybe a little bit more on 1 or 2 players rather than all 4 contributing to the same level, if that makes sense, Sean.
No, it does make sense. You bring up a lot of good points. I'm glad we discussed how the rotation of the consistency between the players makes them overall like, hey, they're a well-rounded team when it comes to Hammers. GG Easy, let's do a little bit of prognostication here, a little bit of predictions. If GG Easy wins this matchup, they're going to have to go up against the winner between Tribe and Labat. And I feel like that's going to be a matchup again between GG Easy and Hammers. Let's just say, Tribe. If GG Easy wins this one, that is not going to bode well for them. I feel like Hammers, if we want to have a good tournament here, if we want to have something that's more of a question mark, Hammers is the one that's going to be able to bring the pain to Tribe Gaming. And like you said before, they're the only ones who have gone to a game 3, so maybe they could bring it to a game 3 with Tribe as well.
And also, just as a bit of a spicy addition, instead of Lucas on the side of Hammers, we're actually going to have Devoted. Now, Devoted has already played in this tournament, as far as I'm aware, and he's actually stood out pretty well. So I expect him to bring a lot of things to the table in this game. We're about to get ready and get this first game underway, and actually being in the magma map, allowing a lot of space to have
3,
sniper shots
2, 1,
between these teams.
fight.
It's going to look good for them to kind of really go at each other. We're already seeing the sniper shots. Sean, take us through the loadouts that each team seems to have as we are just getting underway.
Well, we've got 2 Black Tusks and Long Claws over there for GG Easy so far. So they know they need to utilize those snipers in this matchup. We only have, it looks like 1 Long Claw so far, and 3 Black Tusks are actually being held by Hammers at the moment. And you see the advantage still going over to Hammers. So they're playing really well around the mid right now. They've already gotten, it's actually nearly matched up with the kills at the moment, and already 1 the Invis has actually gone over to Hammers at the moment, and Devoted just picked himself up. The one shot, one kill, beautiful shot with the long claw, with the double damage.
Yeah, so it's 10-6. However, Team GG Easy, with all respect to them, they had a fantastic start, going 3-1 in the early stages of this game, but now they're down 12-8. It's far from down and out, however. 14-8, so it's 6 kills between the two teams. Come on, Team GG Easy. Do not let this get ahead of you, as LCF is on a killing spree. Noxus has ended that killing spree that came out from LCF. It's 15-12, 15-13. Sean Austino, this is a very close game, and actually a lot closer than I kind of expected, with 2.5 minutes left to go in this first game in the best-of-3 series between two teams, but it has increased now to 6 kills. Hammers looking a little bit stronger now in the last 10 seconds, 19-3, backing Team GG Easy into a corner, 20-14, maintaining that 6 kill as Big King L gets a fantastic shot onto Hell's Devil, moving up to 7 kills. Hells to get that grenade kill onto Big King, though, in the point of view of 8 kills remaining between these two teams, 2 minutes to go. Again, Hammers are just maintaining that kind of point lead and just, keeping it consistent, not being too aggressive, staying in the middle of the map, waiting for the double damage to spawn out, and Devoted has a Sean.
Yeah, this is actually really smart what they've been doing. I've been noticing that Hammers has kept their distance from the members of GG Easy at the moment, and they're waiting for the fight to come to them. And when the fight doesn't come to them, that's where, oh, we see a thunderstorm being utilized by Noxus right now. He's got the double damage, and that's killer.
Absolutely fantastic stuff coming out for Noxus. He does get taken out as it's rocking. Hell's Devil gets the kills onto the side of Team GG Easy. 33-23, 1 minute and 10 seconds to go in this game. We do see Devoted hanging out left hand side. Hell's Devil airstrike going down by LCF, gets 2 kills on this side. GG Easy makes that 3-4 kills with that airstrike, bringing their total up to 39 points, 1 point away, 1 kill away from securing this round 1, and they get the job done. 42-26. Again, Team GG Easy, like I said, they were putting up a really good fight and was keeping, most of the time, keeping the kill difference to about between 3 to 6. They got a bit behind themselves, got a little bit back up, but that airstrike by LCF was absolute clutch and got a grand total of, I think, 4 kills for the Hammers Esports team, looking pretty good after game 1.
No, that was very impressive. And what made the big difference, I feel, in that last matchup was, if you look at the kills on both sides, Hammers and GG Easy, we have Elsif and its Rocket on the opposite team getting similar kills and deaths, actually. But when you look at the remaining members of each team, Devoted, Python, Big King L, 4 Hammers, Noxus, I Am Not Gay But Bye, Hell's Devil, they all had, Hammers had double the amount of kills that all the other members of GG Easy had. So that's what ended up winning them the game. They maintained their distance, even despite having the range disadvantage. They utilized those black tusks very effectively, and when there wasn't any damage coming out of the members of GG Easy, because they had 2 long claws, the black tusks were able to get in there and finish them off.
Exactly, and that's funny because I think that slightly backs up what we were talking about, Sean, about Hammers being able to, as a 4-man team, maybe help. They all had individual kind of carrying potential, and that kind of showed. Whereas on the side of Team GG Easy, like you pointed out, only one member of their team really was slightly stepping up to the plate. Nothing against the other 3 members, but I think, it's a 4v4 game. And there is no point in one player kind of, it's a bit risky, but there's no point in one player being the sole somewhat carry for their team. All players have to really have that strong positive impact for you to essentially pull out a very dominating performance like we've seen from Hammers Esports essentially up until this point.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Well, the loadouts are going to have to change for Hell's Devil. and the rest of GG. They're going to have to wise up to this new map. Thankfully, the map has changed and we're going into Moonbase now. So we will see how they fare here compared to the previous matchup in Magma, which is obviously a much more straighter. This is pretty much a more level map as well. It does have lanes that are pretty level, but the thing is that it's a lot easier for them to get the power-ups here, I feel, and the control being right there on that invisible bridge at the very top lane in the center of the map is going to be key to be able to rain down damage upon anybody who's trying to get the double damage or the invis. Well, not so much the invis, but more the double damage.
Exactly. Now we're just getting these players into the game. And also want to point out that Devoted, who came in for it was initially Lucas, as we do seem to have a bit of a swap around of these players. I believe it was Lucas, if I'm correct, in the first game. He justified that roster swap by getting a good few kills for his team and really helping Hammers to secure that game one. So he is in, and we do see LCF has been pulled out and Lucas is back in. So I really like the roster swap that's coming out from Hammers, and that actually shows the depth of the Hammers Esports roster and giving these players a chance to kind of shine in a tournament setting. It's really nice. That's really great work coming out from Hammers Esports, Sean.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that It's Rocket didn't perform as well and carry his team like he did earlier today for GGEZ, but the rest of GGEZ has got to pick it up for this game.
Definitely. So we have started 3 minutes 56 seconds on the clock, 55 counting down. Lucas and the rest of the Hammers team going on the left hand side. They take out It's Rocket. Now they're going to turn their attention to the right hand side of the map as Big King L gets a double kill onto I'm Not Gay, but by as Noxus is going to get taken down by the Devoted 3-0. Not the start Team GG wanted. The Python has gotten taken down by I'm Not Gay, but by 5-1. On the side of Hammers Esports with 30 seconds gone in this game. Python gets taken out. He's got caught out a couple of times now. On his side as Noxus is turning it around slightly. 5-3, 5-4. I'm not able to buy. This is Team GG actually starting to get into run as Hell's Devil picks up invincibility. Double damage was picked up, but it's getting taken out left, right, and center. Nobody has really had a chance to cause a lot of damage except for now. Devoted has the double damage and is going to look to take advantage of this, Sean.
Nope. It's the double damage with that long claw that Devoted's got that's just doing so much work right now. And we had a 5-kill deficit. It's gone back up to a 5-kill deficit. But it was really close. It was within 1 kill just a moment ago because we had 3 long claws actually for GGEZ. But now, because of that double damage being on Devoted, the tides have turned. And we got another thunderstorm out on the map here. Big King L doing what he needs to do with that thing and electrifying some fools.
Oh man, Devoted got another fantastic sniper shot onto Noxus. Somewhat of a headshot, one could say, as the kill increase has gone back up to 10 or 9, between 9 and 10 between these two teams. It's Rocket is on the killing spree though on the side of Team GG. I'm Not able by turns his attention, gets a lovely fantastic behind kill onto Lucas. 24-14 between these two teams. Gotta give credit to Team GG. I know the kill difference is 10 between the two teams, but they are definitely looking a bit stronger compared to this first game. They just need to kind of really put the kills heavily in their favor without kind of dying too much. I know that's easier said than done, but this is what they have to do as it's down to 9 now, back up to 10 between these two teams with 1.5 minutes left to go. 30-18. Hammers just maintaining that difference, which is all they realistically need to do at this stage of the game, Sean.
Devoted has got himself that double damage once again, and he is just taking guys out left and right. As soon as he connects with that thing, the double damage just wipes people out. But Noxus does pick it up for himself now. If you look over at the kills, Devoted has got himself 15 and 2
3
for his
kills
KD
remaining.
right now versus It's Rocket, who has 8 and 6 right now, and every other member has 6 or below
1
for
minute
GG.
remaining.
Whereas it's 10,
One
7,
kill
and
remaining.
4 Hammers at the
Round
moment. 1 kill
over.
Oh,
remaining,
man.
and the
Yeah.
game is over. Hammers takes it so strongly with 40 kills to 24 points for GGEZ. GGWP to GGEZ. Goodbye, and they are out of the tournament. And Hammers progresses, and they have fought their way successfully back up through the lower brackets here.
I don't want to throw a hammer into the works. Excuse the pun, but Devoted, I think you should be very much on the full-on starting team for this Hammers Esports team. He came in on the first game against Team GG's and pulled in a solid performance. But this second game, it's like he was just warming up. Elsie, I think you have a little bit of a competition, my furry little friend, as Devoted pulled out one of the strongest performances I've seen so far in this tournament. Sean Austino, so really well done by himself individually and the rest of the Hammers team, as they will and they have secured their spot in the final of the Scorpia Crossfire tournament. They will go on to face the winner of Tribe Gaming and Labots tomorrow. Now, Tribe Gaming and Labots, they would essentially have had a chance to view the games today, to have an idea how the likes of Hammers and other teams would have played up until point. It is going to be Hammers that they will need to focus on outside of their own games against each other. Do you think they would have taken maybe a good few notes on the likes of Devoted, who pulled out fantastic performances, and the rest of the Hammers Esports team, and the fact that they have somewhat of a rotating roster, and they will look to put in a little bit of work and time and practice in preparation for a potential finals against Hammers Esports tomorrow?
I feel like Labots should have been taking notes on this because they're the ones who did have difficulty with that 3-game series with going up against Hammers. So if we see Labots going up against Hammers again, it's going to be a crazy matchup. It's going to be a chance for vengeance for Hammers Esports. Tribe Gaming, on the other hand, they haven't lost a single game yet. They have won 4 games to get to the point where they are right now in a row with 0 losses. Labots, they are going to have a really difficult time with Tribe Gaming tomorrow. So we have the $200 prize pool. We've got 2 surprises coming up tomorrow. We also have the 4K Paragon that is being given away as a part of the prize pool. So we have over $230 worth of prizes being given away here in the Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament tomorrow.
You were about to say scarf, weren't you?
Scar.
I feel like you were going to say that. But anyway.
Is that what
no,
he sounds like? He sounds like a cat.
Okay, fair enough. Either way, yeah, that's so true. With that prize pool, with that Paragon, and with the two lovely little surprises for you guys, we will be back tomorrow from 8 p.m. GMT time. When I say 8 p.m. GMT time, I mean British time, which is 9:30 p.m. EU time. So 8:30 p.m. British time, 9:30 p.m. EU time. We will be back with the final day of games, and we will crown ourselves the winner of the very first Scorpia Crossfire Armajet tournament. I hope you guys,
time-wise for the San Francisco and the West Coast time, that is 12 o'clock p.m. noontime, 1200 hours.
Thank you very much, because in fairness, I was like, okay, should I do calculations? But I'm a potato. Math is hard for me, so I was like, okay, hopefully Sean will follow in there and give his own time frame. But either way, I hope you guys are going to be hyped, get some good rest, be prepared because we are going to have a lot more Armajet action. And just to give a couple of shout outs to the guys in the back end of the Scorpia department, the likes of Brobrowski, absolutely amazing at organizing everything. The fantastic, the hypest, the most beautiful, sexy Killer Penguin for just streaming this awesome tournament today, bringing so much hype and energy to the tournament in general and to the stream itself. Thank you so much to every single team once again who has entered into this tournament and really put their names in the hat. To every single player that's just putting a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And also thank you to Armajet for supporting this fantastic tournament and really making it interesting and hype. But on that note, my name is Imperium. Thank you on behalf of myself and the wonderful Sean Austino, and we will see you guys tomorrow.